Today, we're talking about firewalls, how they started, how they evolved, and what they actually do in modern network security. Because most people think a firewall is just a device that blocks or allows traffic. But firewalls have since come a long way. Packet filtering, the very beginning. The first firewalls back in the early 90s were simple. They only checked two things: where the traffic came from and where it was going. If it matched the rule, it passed. There was no context, no awareness of what the traffic actually was, just yes or no. They were good for the time, but very limited. Stateful firewalls, remembering conversations. Since then, tech has improved. Firewalls started tracking ongoing sessions, just like remembering who has already checked in. Stateful inspection allowed faster return traffic, smarter decisions, better security than just IP and port filtering. But cyber threats exploded. Hackers hid inside allowed ports like port 80 and 443. Malware disguised itself as normal traffic. Suddenly, stateful firewalls just weren't enough. The next generation firewall, modern security powerhouse. NGFWs don't just look at traffic from the outside. They inspect what's inside the packet, who sent it, what application is being used, and whether the traffic that is being received is safe. They're not just network security anymore. They're full cyber defense systems. To make this easy to understand, let's use a real-world analogy. Your network is an airport. Data packets are travelers. The firewall is airport security. Before anyone enters an airport, security checks identity, where they're going, their purpose, and their luggage. If something doesn't make sense, security stops them right there. Firewalls are the gatekeepers of your network. Stateful inspection equals verified travelers move faster. Once a traveler is already approved and in the system, security remembers them and they're valid. If someone tries to slip in pretending to be legit but they aren't registered, security stops them immediately. All firewalls have a rule base. Who is allowed to access what? It defines who goes where, using what route, at what time. Rules go from top to bottom. The first matching rule applies. So one misplaced rule can block everything, just like closing a security lane without telling anyone. That wouldn't be fun. Network address translation, updating boarding passes. Sometimes travelers need a new boarding pass as they switch terminals. That's NAT, network address translation. Source NAT masks internal IP addresses. Destination NAT routes incoming traffic to the right service. Same traveler, new ticket, safe arrival. Now, let's look at next-gen features that make NGFWs powerful. Application control. What are you actually doing? Even if two passengers use the same terminal, the firewall knows whether they're using YouTube, Discord, they're gaming using a VPN, or maybe some other unknown apps. So no guessing. It identifies the application directly. IDS and IPS, detecting and stopping attacks. IDS alerts on suspicious behavior. IPS blocks it immediately. And if you don't know what IDS and IPS are, it stands for Intrusion Detection System and Intrusion Prevention Systems. If someone attempts scanning, exploitation, or brute force passwords, the firewall detects the pattern and shuts it down. Zero trust, no automatic access. Zero trust removes the idea, I'm already inside, so I'm safe. Give me access. Everyone must continuously prove they are allowed. Identity, device health, role, location, every single time. So even if a hacker gets inside of your network, they can't move laterally. Movement is blocked at every step. The blast radius stays tiny. Zero trust means assume nothing, verify everything, always. URL filtering, safe browsing only. Modern firewalls analyze websites before you reach them. Malicious sites are blocked, phishing prevented, risky categories restricted. It saves users from walking straight into trouble. Antivirus and anti-bot, protecting compromised devices. Firewalls inspect the contents of traffic, not just the address or ports. If malware is being transferred, the firewall catches it through its signature and behavior. If a device becomes infected inside your network, bots try reaching command and control servers. They attempt remote instructions. NGFWs detect that bot-like communication using threat intelligence and behavioral analysis. And when they see something shady, they cut off communication instantly, stopping the attack before it spreads. So in this case, even an infected device becomes harmless. Logging and monitoring, the control tower. Every action is recorded. Who, what, when, where, allowed, or blocked, and why. Logs show everything happening in the network. They help find misconfigurations, catch attacks early, support compliance, and speed up incident response. 90% of network problems are solved in the logs. Without logging, it's like running an airport with no cameras. Firewalls started simple, just checking addresses. They then got smarter, tracking sessions. Now they are next generation firewalls with identity checks, application awareness, threat prevention, encrypted traffic inspection, malware and bot protection, zero trust enforcement, real-time logging, and visibility. Firewalls are no longer just door guards. They are the entire security system, keeping the airport safe, or in this case, keeping your network safe. If this video has helped you understand firewalls in a way that us technicians do, hit like, subscribe, and drop a comment. And thanks for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one.